Hello and welcome to another video for Minus Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that is now quite old, quite collectible, and now becoming quite difficult to find. We are looking at a 2011 release by Character Options from their Doctor Who Series 6 range of action figures. Now, these were action figures that all appeared in Series 6 of the new Doctor Who, since it came back in 2005. And this particular item we're looking at today is of the Peg Doll Soldier, who appeared in the 9th episode of the series, which was Night Terrors. Now, I don't know if you remember, but the Series 6 was split into two halves. You had the first half, which aired from April 2011 up to June 2011, and then there was a break for a few months, and the second half aired from August 2011 through to October 2011, and this was the second episode of the second half of the series, which was episode 9. There were 7 in the first half of the series, and there were 6 in the second half of the 7 in the second, 6 in the second half of the series, that's right. And okay, so this particular one is from the episode Night Terrors, and obviously Night Terrors was the second season to feature Matt Smith as the 11th Doctor, Karen Gillan as Amy Pond, and Arthur Darvill as Rory. And as usual with those episodes, they're about 45 minutes long. Okay, let's not digress any further. This is the item in front of us, and it says BBC at the very top, and you've got ages 5 and above, highly detailed action figure, and it's Series 6, and it says Doctor Who Peg Soldier Doll, and at the very bottom you've got the Characters Option logo on the bottom right hand corner. Okay, that's the front of the card. Now, before we have a good look at the figure itself, let's turn the card around and let's see what we've got printed on the back. Okay, so I've turned the card around and it shows you all the figures in this particular series, or some of the figures in this particular series. So it says highly detailed posable figures, now with the flesh. So you've got the 11th Doctor with beard, you've got the astronaut, you've got corroded Cybermen with limb damage and electronic shock hands, you've got the Silent with closed mouth and lightning effect hands, the Peg Doll Soldier, which is what this one is, the corroded Cyberman with chest damage and electric shock hands, and you've got the Cybermats. And it says the flesh, adult supervision required, warning, not for human consumption, keep out of reach of very young children, always wash hands before and after play, keep away from hard direct sunlight, and return to packet and reseal or store in an airtight container to prevent the flesh from dying. Okay, there we go. Recycling information at the bottom, character options details at the bottom, and the character option website at the bottom. It said item Doctor Who action figure, item number 84062, age grade 5 and above. You got the barcode at the bottom there, and the art number, and the warning and token has the information and the copyright information at the very bottom. Okay, so that's the back of the pack. Let's turn the pack back round to the front and let's have a look at the figure itself. Okay, so I've zoomed into the figure itself, and there you can see the Peg Soldier there, and you can see just behind him there is that flesh packet. So that is the flesh packet which you will get with this particular figure. And here's the Peg Soldier. There's not a lot really to say about him. It's an exact identical copy of the Peg Soldier that appeared in the episode, apart from obviously this one is a lot smaller than the one that appeared in the episode. And he is dressed exactly as the soldier, in the soldier hat, the red uniform with the white sashes across his chest, and his white trousers and shoes at the bottom. And that's about really all that I can tell you about this figure. It's not one of the best figures in my opinion. It's It is just a basic figure, but it was a character that did feature quite prominently in that episode. So size-wise, what are we looking at? We're looking at, let's measure him from the very bottom of his feet. So we're looking at 6 inches tall, and that equates to about 15 centimeters. And if you measure across, we're looking at about 7 centimeters. It's quite a larger doll compared to the other ones, and depth-wise, 3 centimeters. But then he was bigger than the characters in the episode. Now, as I say, I can't remove this particular figure from the pack because it is sealed and it would no longer be considered new. But I do have my trusted 10th Doctor figure here, who's got the same articulation, because I want to show the articulation. So you've got the movable head, you've got the upper arm which moves, the elbow and the hands. Well, the hands don't actually move, but they are that soft rubber, so they give you the impression that they're moving even though they don't. And if we have a good look into the figure, I'm pretty certain these hands are pretty much the same. They are the same kind of rubber. There is a little bit of difference on this one where he's got no covering on his one of his arms. It's just bare, so you can see what his arm does actually look like. So I don't know whether his sleeve is torn off or there. I can't remember from the episode in actual fact, but you can see his arm is just like a peg. So there we are. Anyway, let's not digress again. So the articulation is there. Again, this one, there's not going to be any waist turning because he's got the jacket and so has the peg soldier. But the leg goes up and down. The knee joint also moves up and down, and the same on there. There's no movement on the feet. So that is the articulation of these figures. They're all pretty much the same articulation. Okay, so that is the figure. Now, the question you're asking, how well did these figures do back in 2011? Well, yep, I mean, these Doctor Who figures, I mean, they were everybody wanted them basically. Whenever any of these figures come out, there'd be a mad rush to the shops for them, or people would pre-order them from you. So when you knew some was coming in, you would advertise them, and people would, you know, say, oh yeah, when they get in, I want one, so give me a call, let me know, and so on. So these particular figures were, well, all of the character option figures, and they still are. Character option figures now that come in are usually, most of them are now already pre-sold prior to the time that they arrive. But they are extremely collectible and are always run in limited editions, or low quantities, I should say, as the same as these particular ones were back in 2011. So yes, they all sold very quickly, and they're no different to any of the others. Okay, so let's move forward 14 years to where we are today, which is 2025. Do these figures appear very often on the platforms? Well, not as often as you would have thought, to be perfectly honest with you. You can pick them up on the platforms. You can pick them up loose. There is a lot of the loose ones where they've been played with, or they've been opened and what have you. So you can find those relatively easy on the platforms. But finding them like this particular one, which is mint sealed in the original packet, still with the sealed bag of flesh behind it, behind the figure, then not quite as easy to find. Don't get me wrong, they do appear from time to time on the platforms, but when they do, they're not usually there for long, and they do demand quite high prices. But also just be aware, buying on a platform, that a lot of them use stock photographs, so you could see a photograph of this particular item as it is, only to find that you're actually ordering a loose item with no packaging and no flesh. So do be very careful. If there's no new one available, do click the use button and read what you're about to order, otherwise you could end up with something that you don't think you've ordered. Okay, so we at Midas Touch, we do not believe in stock photographs. What you see on our website is exactly the item that you will be buying. And this particular item is no exception to that. So this particular item, as of today, is now currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Doctor Who items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website, and there will be something for everybody. And I am absolutely positive this is something that you're not going to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful Peg Soldier action figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.